I'm sorry, something happened. I'm sharing my screen again. Can anyone tell me, like, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, before starting of the session, let me give a quick introduction about Beta and myself. So we are BIM Education Training Academy. We started our firm in the year of 2020 in the name of HK Creative Solutions. Later, we changed into BIM Education Training Academy. So far, we trained almost 500 plus professionals on this domain. Like we started from Revit, then we started BIM automation, Dynamo, Revit plugin creation, AutoCAD plugin creation, Navisworks plugin creation, Civil 3D plugin creation. Like that, we are conducting a course. So a quick introduction about myself. My name is Kaushik. I'm working as a BIM developer. So even though I'm working as a BIM developer, I started my career as a mechanical BIM model. Mostly, I was supposed to work for plumbing services like water supply, firefighting, drainage, HVAC piping, like that. And later, I learned Dynamo and Revit Python, and then I learned Revit plugin creation. Currently, I was working for a CAD customization engine. Like I can able to create plugins for almost all CAD softwares, as well as currently I was working for Autodesk Platform Services, where we can able to do automation on our ACC account. So that's a quick introduction about myself and Beta, and I'm going forward. So in today's demo session, we are going to learn about how we are supposed to do Revit automation and what are the sectors we do have and where you have to start and how we are supposed to understand and where you can able to implement. So these are the things we are going to discuss in this session. And before starting up the session, I request everyone to please unmute yourself whenever you are having questions, as well as you can able to give your comments on the chat also. So I'm looking both chat and image. So if you have any questions, you can let it down in the chat box, as well as you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. I want the session to be interactive. So if you have any questions, please free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Okay, let's start about agenda today. So first we are going to see about why we need a Revit automation, and if I want to do Revit automation, where I have to start, and what are the things you are supposed to learn from our courses, and what about software architecture, and finally, if you have any doubt regarding BIM automation, you can ask, and I'm very happy to answer all the one. So everyone asking about the automation, right? So we do automation, and most of the members doesn't understanding like where we can able to implement automation in our course. Yes, you have any questions? You can unmute yourself and you ask your question. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand if we are supposed to do automation means where we can able to do implementation, whether we can able to do in designing, modeling, coordination, or value engineering or sheet creation. If you take any construction projects, it may be stadium, it may be commercial buildings, it may be residential buildings, it may be villas. You can take any construction projects, and these are the stages we are supposed to have in our project. First, what we have to do, we have to do designing, and that after that we complete the designing, we have to do modeling, and then we have to do coordination between different services. After that, we have to do value engineering. What is meant by value engineering? Once we done the modeling, we have to cross verify our model, like all the elements are placed in the right elevation, all the materials we are supposed to use in the Revit, is that as per the design standards or not. So we need to cross verify our model. So for that, we are supposed to do value engineering, and after that, what we have to do, we have to do sheet creation. Okay, so anyone have any doubts so far? These are the construction stages we do have in Revit or in real-time construction projects. Now for this particular example, I am going to run a simple macro scripts. Okay, consider I do have a Revit lines. Okay, for this particular example, I'm teaching you from Revit perspective only. But once you join the course, I will let you know how you are supposed to convert those lines from AutoCAD. Okay, in generally, how we are supposed to do modeling. So there will be a AutoCAD file. So in the AutoCAD file, we do have the design files. So that they mentioned all the single line diagrams. So we have to import those AutoCAD file into the Revit, and based upon those routings itself, we have to convert that into Revit elements. It may be wall, it may be duct, it may be pipe, it may be cable tray, it may be conduit, right? So how we are supposed to do this one? So in general, we have to do all the things in a manual way. Just we have to import, and based upon the CAD lines, we have to draw our Revit elements. Consider here I do have the Revit just lines. I'm going to convert it into Revit elements. Okay. So I'm just opening my macro manager. So here I do have the line to wall script. I'm just going to run. So now it becomes into selection mode. I just selecting the Revit lines. Once I select completed my selection, now it was showing me process was completed. There is a pop-up message showing me like the process was completed. Okay, and I'm clicking close. If we go to the 3D view, now all the wall was created. I'm going back to floor plan. So this is another a hectic task, which means we have to place families on our floor plans. Okay, if you see here, there is a no equally distributed distance between families. Initially, it's a 4,000, then 5,000, 5,000, and after that, it is 11,000. If you go to and check for the vertical way, 4,005 to 10,000, 3,000, 9,000, which mean in this particular scenario, we're not even able to use array commands, right? So we have to place our families manually. Consider you do have working for a electrical discipline. In electrical, we have to generally place multiple families like lighting fixtures, lighting devices, electrical devices like that. Okay, so for single floor plan, you have to place supposed to 500 to 600 families. Now we are going to automate this process. Again, I'm telling, so currently all these reference points are taken from Revit itself. But in upcoming classes, live classes, we will let you know how you can able to extract those data into those data from AutoCAD itself. Okay. I'm going back to my macro manager. Here I do have the script for family placement. Okay, so I'm going to run the button. So I'm just selecting all the lines, reference circles. So once I complete my selection, see now my family was placed, and also I'm getting the pop-up message like the process was completed. Okay, here I just dynamically statically give my family. Okay, in future classes, what you can able to do, you can create a user interface by using WPF, and from that you will have the drop down button. Like if user wants to select whatever family he wants to place, he can select that family, and our code will supposed to place the families. Okay, so this is a very generic example, like we can able to do automation for each and every stages of construction. So far, anyone have any doubts? Can I get yes? If everyone are okay, I can proceed for the next topic. Can I get thumbs up?
Yeah, fine. All okay.
Yeah, thank you. Next one, what the advantages of yes, Shivam, do you have any questions?
So how to use math? So go to Revit.
Okay. So those things I will let you know in the live classes. Now we are going to see the live sessions, but for now I'm just showing like automation can be done for each and every stages. Definitely we are going to see the how to use implement on my macro manager. Okay. Going back to our slide. Yes. Yes. Who's that?
It's me, Eugene.
Yeah. Yes, Eugene. Tell me.
Yeah, please. I want to know the essence of us doing the automation. Please.
Sorry, your voice was a little breaking.
Yeah, I said I want to know the need for automation. I wasn't in the last class.
Okay. After this demo, I will let you know what is the process you have to do. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now tell me what are the advantages of doing as a Revit plugin? Revit plugin. What actually Revit plugin was doing? Actually, it was adding functionality to the existing software. Okay, we do have a different kind of tools, like we do have a droots tools. What is the purpose of droots? By using droots pro sheets, we can able to export sheet into different forms, right? So do we able to do the same thing in default Revit? Yes, we can able to do. But what is the difference between our advantage we are getting from droots? through D routes, when we are exporting, we do have the customization option, like which file name it have to be, which sheets we have to do, and what is the sheet name. So those are the customized options we are getting. Those things we are not getting by default Revit. Then generally, what is the meaning of plugin? Which means you are adding functionality to your existing software. Is that clear? Now, what is the benefit out of when you are creating a sub plugin? So we can able to do automations, or we can able to add functionalities through Dynamo also, and as well as we can able to macro also, and we can able to do from Revit plugin also. Then what is the advantage of Revit plugin? When you're keeping as a Revit plugin, you can able to have the control, like who have to utilize your plugin, which who doesn't have to Revit plugin, which means you will have the control, like this other person they should use, and this many times they have to utilize. If you go to our BIM education solution, this is a sample solution. Okay, so we will have the controller, like whenever user supposed to give the right username and password, then only they will have the access to use our tool. Okay, like that we can able to have the control, and that is the reason most of the companies now shifted to Revit plugin instead of Dynamo scripts. Okay, so these are the small advantages when you are supposed to go for a Revit plugin. So going forward, now I have understood, like if at all I'm going to do Revit supposed to work for a Revit, and I have to familiar with Revit automation. Why? Well, because nowadays entire world was going around for automations and AI. If you're doing all the process in a manual way, I don't think so you will be in the same path. Okay, so now I understood I have to learn Revit automation, but where I should start? That is a $1 million question. Okay, let me open up Paint. First thing you have to understand what is meant by .NET. Okay, now that is a question might be around your mind. What is the connection between .NET and the .NET and Autodesk? See, we do have .NET. Okay, and we do have Revit. Okay, now we are working as a Revit. This is a product of Autodesk. Okay, and .NET is the product of Microsoft. What is the connection between Microsoft and Autodesk? Anyone can able to answer this question? Because I'm only speaking. I want the session to be interactive. Okay, that's fine. Now, this is a very simple thing, guys. Revit was made up of from .NET. That is a simple answer. Okay, Revit was made up of from .NET. So that you have to understand first how the .NET environment it was, what are the language it was supporting. So first you have to understand get familiar with .NET. Then you have to understand what is meant by OOPS. OOPS is the intermediate programming concept for all the programming, like C, C++, C#, Python, Java. Everywhere there is a concept called as OOPS. Okay, if you want to do automation or learn Revit plugin, you have to understand at the level of OOPS in C#. Okay, next you have to understand what is meant by API, what is how to handle Revit API documentation, and how you are supposed to create WPF user interface. Okay, so going forward, first one, we do have different kinds of Revit versions, right? We do have starting from 2023, let's take 2023, we do have 2024, we do have 2025, right? So like that, as I mentioned, .NET also have the versions. Okay, .NET. Okay, Autodesk used .NET framework to create 2023. Same thing for 2024. Okay, and .NET have the different environments. One is framework, and another one is core. Okay, what is the purpose of framework? Framework is the environment where we can able to create desktop-based applications. Okay, what is it meant by core? Core is the main purpose where we can able to create a web-based application. Okay, in desktop we can say 1, 2, 3 up to we do have the versions of 4.8. Okay, in the core we do have up to around 5. After starting from 5, what it happened from .NET, they converted into cross-platform. What is meant by cross-platform? By using .NET Core, you can able to create both desktop-based application as well as web-based applications. Okay, so and the .NET versions, if I say 4.8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Up to Revit 2023, Autodesk used 4.8. Okay. After starting from 2025, they have converted their .NET version into 8. Okay. They skipped 5, 6, 7, and they you can say this is a very massive difference in their architecture. Okay, now you can say in the LinkedIn everyone is speaking like 25 and 26 they are changed into .NET 10. Clear, guys? So far, anyone have any questions? This is the connection between .NET and Revit. Okay, so if we are going to do customization on Microsoft product, definitely we have to understand how the Microsoft product it will be. Clear? So there is a different strategy you have to follow when you are supposed to create plugins for framework questions. Again, there is another different strategy and the procedure you have to follow when you are supposed to create for a core type plugins. Okay, as I mentioned already, Revit 2025 was changed into core 8. Okay, now it was changed into 10. Okay, now this is the most important thing which you have to understand. Most people are thinking like if you want to become a Revit automation engineer, they have to learn Revit API and C#. Only with these two things they are thinking like they can be a automation engineer. That is completely wrong. Okay, if you want to become a automation engineer, okay, so Revit API and C# just 25%, and the rest of the things you have to learn. Okay, so WPF, data success and algorithm, how you are supposed to handle your GitHub, computational geometry, C#, and code optimization, multiversion add-ins, installer creations, GeoGebra integrations. These are the things which you have to be familiar to get or to become Revit automation engineer. Okay, next one. As I mentioned in the first part, like if you want to become a Revit API, so this is where you have to start. So first, you have to understand what is meant by API. Okay, you can go to internet and search for what is a API. Then this is the best example you can get from through the internet. Okay, consider you are first I will tell you the very generic examples, and then we will go for the Revit API. Okay, consider you do have the you are hungry and you are going to the restaurant. Okay, and if you want to order some pizzas or burgers, okay, you will not directly go to the chef to prepare a food for you. Okay, what generally happen, you will sit at the somewhere at the restaurant, and there will be a middle person called as waiter. They will come to you and they will supposed to ask you like what you wish to have. Okay, and this waiter is the responsible person to convey that message to the chef, which means a waiter is a middleman between you and the chef. And chef is supposed to prepare a food for you, like it may be pizza or burger. Once the food was prepared, chef is not the responsible person to bring a food to you, right? Again, there will be a middleman. He will collect the food for you and will give to you, right? So this is the process, which means waiter will be the middleman between you and a chef. So that's a core definition of or like a understanding of API. Okay, I will give you another example. How many of you are using application called as Uber, Swiggy, or Ola? So what is the purpose of Uber or Swiggy? So from that one, they can able to book a cab so to reach one place to another place. Okay, do you think Uber have a satellite application? Because from Uber application we can able to check like where the driver was there and which path he's taking to reach you and how much time it will take to reach your destination. So like that functionality Uber is having, right? So do you think Uber have the satellite to give all this functionalities? Exactly no. Okay, so what actually happening? Google have a satellite, and from the Google only they can able to give this functionality. So Google going to share this APIs to the Uber, so which mean Uber now have that can able to implement that functionality into their applications. Okay, which mean now Revit already shared their APIs, which mean all the APIs we currently freely available in the internet. Okay, with respect to this APIs, we are going to create our own functionality. Is that clear? Anyone have any doubts? What is midway API? I hope it will be clear. If
Yes.
everything is okay, thank you. Okay, we are going to go for the next one. Okay, I will come to this one next part. Next, we are going to learn
About the
C#.
Revit API, excuse, sorry.
Yeah.
About
Yep.
the about the API, how can I know about the link? I didn't get the link to the API, Revit API link.
Okay.
How do you open it up?
Okay, in the end of the session, I will come to for the doubt clarification because that is yet lot to complete. Okay, so keep your note to your doubts. Once I complete all the topics, I will sit for you to clear all your doubts. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we are going to create a Revit plugin. Okay, to support, we can able to use Python also. We can able to use C# also. We can able to use C++ also. But why we are using C#? Why? Because as I mentioned, Revit was made up of from .NET. Okay, and .NET supported language is C#. Okay. I will let you know, like in upcoming classes, like how we are supposed to do coding and everything. Okay, let me open Visual Studio. Okay, so this is a very generic template which I open to perform some programming concepts. Okay, how many of you know like what is programming, how the computer is supposed to work? Anyone have any doubts? If at all, no, that is completely all right. Okay, why? Because now I'm going to teach you how a computer is supposed to work. Consider this is my monitor, and this is my keyboard, and this is my CPU. Okay, so here I do have the connections like a computer to CPU, keyboard to CPU. There will be a mouse and mouse to CPU. Okay, if I click something in my keyboard, the same button was appearing in my monitor. Like, yes or no? So how it was supposed to happen? There is a CPU. This is called a CPU. Okay. In this CPU, there will be an input and output. Yes or no, guys? There will be an input and output. Okay. So if I click, I'm telling open my calculator and I'm telling 1 + 1, and it is giving me output, shows output as a 2. Now tell me how it was supposed to happen and how it was happening in my computer. Okay. Which mean whatever actions we are supposed to do from computer or any applications. So every actions going to do some process in the CPU. Okay, in the CPU there will be a middleman called as compiler. Why we need compiler? Why? Because CPU can able to understand only one language. What it is? Binaries. Okay. What is binaries? What is binaries?
Public 0 and 1.
Superb. 0 and 1s. Why? Because computer can able to understand only zeros and ones. If I do mouse actions, if I do click numbers, if I press do multiple operations, everything have to convert into binaries. And compiler is the responsible person to convert your human readable language into machine readable language. Is that clear, guys? And when you are using .NET product, compiler is the person to convert this process. Whatever C# code I supposed to do, it have to compiled. Okay, and then it will be processed. So that compile operation we are supposed to do by compiler. If I do in C#, it means directly I can able to do. If I using Python, means what we have to do. For Python, there is a person called as interpreter. So he is a responsible person to convert into binaries. Okay, if you're using Python, what happened? Python code have to compile into C#, then it have to compile into binaries, which mean there is a two process. Okay, two intermediates there. Okay, and that is the reason we are using C#, which mean it will be ultimately increase the processing time. Okay, we are avoiding one step when if we are not using Python. Clear? And that is the reason we are choosing C#. Anyone have any doubts so far? Now we are going to discuss about how memory management is supposed to work. Shall we go? Can I get yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's a time for memory management. Consider this is your RAM. Okay. In RAM, how we are supposed to have? We do have the rows and columns. Okay. In these rows and columns, something will be placed like that. Okay. So consider these are all the memories. If in this in system we do have RAM and ROM. What does it mean by RAM and ROM? What is RAM? Random access memory. What is ROM? Read only memory. If I supposed to Wonderful. School days memories. Okay. If I open Revit, which memory I supposed to access? Whether it is from RAM or ROM?
I think RAM.
RAM. Wonderful. Okay. If I supposed to open 30 GB files, I need to have a 30 GB space in my RAM, right? Then only I can able to perform. Or else what will happen? It will take long time to process, even though for a single mouse operation. Is that no? When you open Revit means we are going to occupy some space in RAM. Is that no? Can I get yes?
Yes.
Okay. So that is known as memory. In this memory, what we are going to say? We are going to save data. Is that no? Okay.
Yes.
Now this is my paint file. If I save this file, what it was asking? Give the name of the file, and here what we are telling, type. What is meant by type? Which means format of the file. I can, whether I have to save the file is a GIF or PNG or JPG. Like type is nothing but format. Okay, we do have different types of file formats. We do have text file, we do have CAD files, we do have Revit files, we do have Notepad files, we do have video player files, we do have music files. Okay, everything is data, right? Depend upon the format, it will be different. Okay, that is known as data type. Clear, guys? What's the difference between data and data type? In programmatically, we do have different types of data, which is string, integer, boolean, double. These are the primitive data types. Okay, which means in programs we can expect this one. What is meant by string? It's a alphanumerical. Okay. What is meant by integer? I can save numbers, which mean whole numbers. What is meant by boolean? Yes or no. Okay. What is meant by double? Numbers in terms of decimal. Okay. We are going to do the same thing in program. Okay. What I mentioned, from now I'm going to create a variable. What is meant by variable? In here memory, we are saving some data, right? We are going to save some data in the RAM, right? So like that, I'm going to take some memory in the RAM. Okay, so I'm telling string of name equal to Kaushik. Okay, why I'm telling in the double quotes, that is the procedure which you have to follow for string. Okay, same the way I'm going to create another data, which means I'm going to take another variable memory. So this is my name. I'm going to take this memory as a age. I'm going to take this memory as a married status. Okay, I'm going to take another memory for my salary. Okay, guys, let's create something. Okay, sorry. Next, what we're doing? Int of age equal to 30. Next, I'm telling double of salary equal to 15,000. Next, full of marriage. Sorry.
No, nothing.
False. Okay. Now what I done here so far? I just created a variable, which means I just take some memory in my RAM. Okay. Now what I want to say, what I want to do, whatever data stored in my memory RAM, I want to show to the user, or else I want to view. Okay. For that purpose, we are showing, we are having like console dot write line, and I'm pressing like just a name. Okay, now I'm just telling to the console. Console is nothing but a simple one. So console dot read line. Okay, console dot write line is to show the output, like whatever you want to show as an output, you can which you have to use. Console dot read line to read the, to view the data. Okay, I'm just rebuilding. I'm just running. See, Kaushik, the data was coming. Okay, now do people understand how a program works supposed to work? So far, anyone have any doubts? Now, how IT industry is supposed to work? Now we have to discuss this thing. Okay. Before that, we will let you know. I will let you know how a construction industry is supposed to work. Then, with respect to that, we will discuss about IT industry. Consider this is my stadium or villa. Okay. I want to build a house for me. What I supposed to do? Initially, who will supposed to take care? There will be a first person architect, and then structural engineers, and then will be electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. This many departments are there. And then I'm splitting my project into zone wise, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm splitting my again projects into level wise. Level 1, 2, 3, 4. For a single project, I'm splitting into different domains. Is that no, guys? And then after everyone, and we do have a centralized system by in Revit, everyone is working, everyone is syncing their file into the center file and combining our entire file into a single project. That's how we are supposed to work. As I know, can anyone have any doubts in this particular topic? Which means for a simple project, we are splitting into different departments. As I know. So we are going to do the in IT industry also. This is what happened. Okay. For example, let's take example for a Swiggy or Uber application. Let's take a Swiggy application. It's just a food delivery application. Okay. So how we are supposed to have, you do have the restaurants, you do have the famous foods, you do have the there will be a accounts, there will be the delivery partner, there will be the billing systems, right? So hotels, foods, bills, accounts, location, which means Google location, and then what else?
Delivery partner.
Delivery partner. Thank you, man. For a single application, I can split into this many divisions. Okay, so how IT industry is supposed to split their project? By means of namespace. What is meant by namespace, guys? That is nothing but a folder. Okay, they will split hotels into a different folder, foods into a different folder, bills into different folder, accounting is a different folder, Google location is a different folder, as well as delivery partner is a separate folder. Inside namespace, they will have the class. What is meant by class? If you take any programming language, this is the main important thing, which means oops. Okay, what is meant by oops? If you talk about oops, there is a simple topic which you have to understand. What is meant by class, methods, and properties? What is meant by class? Class is nothing but if you go to Google and the internet, they will simply say it is a blueprint or design. Okay, so I will give you the simple explanation. Consider you do have the water bottle, okay, or else you want to manufacture a water bottle. To manufacture a water bottle, what you have to do? First, you have to design that water bottle. Yes or no? Once you design the water bottle, what else next you have to manufacture, right? So from the design of the water bottle, how many water bottles you can able to manufacture? 1 or 10 or 15? How many water bottles I can able to manufacture from the water bottle design?
From design, you can manufacture as many as you can.
Exactly, guys. Okay, so depend upon my requirement, I can able to manufacture as much as I can. As that, if the requirement is 10,000, I can. If the requirement is 20,000, yes, that also I can. Okay, so class is nothing but design. Okay, let's go to our Revit example. Okay, I'm opening my families. I do have the Airtel in my family. This is my 600 classics grill, right? Consider this is my type, right? From this type, I create instance. I'm just right clicking and making create instance. This is my instance. Okay. In programmatic also, we can able to do the same example. Okay. Consider this is your class, which means this is your design. From this design, I'm going to create a instance. How are I supposed to do? Right click and I'm creating instance, which means from this design, I'm manufacture one water bottle, right? So this design is known as class. From the design, if you create a real-time product, that is known as object. Okay. Then what is meant by methods and properties? Nothing but what are the actionable items that object can able to perform, which is known as methods. What are the information that method object holds, which is known as properties. Consider what are the actionable items I can able to perform on the water bottle. I can throw the water bottle, I can open the tap and pour the water, pour the cool drinks, I can crush. So these are the actionable items which I can able to perform on the water bottle. What is meant by properties? The information that holds, which mean what is the height of the water bottle, diameter of the water bottle, color of the water bottle, capacity of the water bottle. Okay, so instead of water bottle, now we do have a scooter or a bike. Okay, from the bike design, how many bikes I can able to manufacture? N numbers. So what is meant by methods? Actionable items that bike can able to perform. Bike can able to accelerate, turn on the light, turn off the engine, open the petrol tank, modify the tire. So these are the actionable items I can able to perform. What is meant by actions? Engine type, brand, price, color. Okay, so let's talk about real-time example, which mean our Revit example. In Revit, everything will consider as an element. Okay, if you have the element, so what are the actionable items you are supposed to perform? I can able to move the element, I can able to delete the element, I can able to apply create new parameter to the element, I can change the parameter value, I can change the elevation, I can change the width, height. So these are the actionable items that I am performing on the element, right? Consider what is meant by properties then. Where the element was located, what is the height of the element, what is the elevation of the element, what is the XYZ coordinates of that element, right? So these are the properties of element. Okay, so now you understood what is meant by class, methods, and property. Yes or no? If I go to Revit API documents, as I mentioned, everything here considered as a namespace. What is meant by namespace, guys? What is meant by namespace? Now only we discussed.
Folder.
Wonderful. Namespace is nothing but folders. If I expand my folders, what it will contain? Classes. What is meant by classes? Classes is nothing but design. If I expand the class, what it will contain? It will contain methods and properties.
Methods.
What is meant by methods? Actionabilities. What is meant by properties? Data. That holds. Okay. As I mentioned in Revit, everything will consider as an element only. Okay. If I go to element class, these are the, if I click members, it will contains both methods and properties. These are the actionable items that I can able to perform on the methods, and these are the information I can able to extract from the element. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll go back to Revit API documentation. Now we are going to perform some macro manager operations. Shall we? Okay. Here I do have the family element operation. I'm going to select the edit button. Now it will open our model. Okay, so here I already pre-written something to get the element. Okay, so up to line number 108, what I'm doing, I'm just, if I run the tool, it will go and allow a user to select the element. Okay, once I select the element, what I want to do, I want to extract its element name. Okay, I want to extract its element name. Now tell me whether it will come under properties or else method. I want to get the element name, whether it will come under properties or methods.
It will come under properties.
Why? Because I'm not going to do any operation. I'm not going to do any actions, right? So, and that is the reason it will come under properties. So I have to check under properties. In the properties, I'm going and searching the document. So here I do have I'm searching for do we have any name method? Yes, I do have the name method. If I go and search this one, this is the name of the property. Okay, here I do have the get and set, which means I can able to get the property as well as I can able to set the property. And that is how you have to read your Revit API documentation. Okay, next question. If I call this property name property, what output it will give me? It will give me in the form of string data type. Is that clear? What is meant by data type, guys? Just a format. Okay, we do have any formats: MP4, MP3, RVT, DWG, DWX, like that. String also a format. It will give us a format as a string. Shall we try? Okay, here I'm going to store. I'm going to do certain operation, and I'm going to save that in some RAM. Okay, so I'm telling where of element name. Why I'm telling where previously I can able to use string also, but to make it a dynamic, I'm using var keyword. Okay, so in live classes we will let you know how it was working. Okay, here I'm in the element object, I'm getting the element, I'm telling element dot name. Okay, and I'm putting this element name in the output plus v. Okay, once I did this one, I'm just rebuilding solution. Okay, build finished successfully. When I close and I'm coming back to Revit, I'm just select the element operation and selecting run button. It asking to select the element. Kindly select the element. I'm selecting the element. Now it is showing the element name. Okay. Now I got the element name. Okay. Second, now if I want to get the element ID, what I want to do? There is a property called as element ID. If I go to this particular ID, what it was telling you? Get, which means I can able to only get the element ID, but not able to set. If I call this property, what will be the output data type? Element ID. Okay. Again, I go back. Okay. Next time telling where of element ID equal to, here I'm getting the element. I'm telling element dot ID and then colon. And putting element ID in the output. If I give build rebuild solution, I'm getting the out error here. Why? Task dialog dot show, it was not able to convert. Okay, so I'm going to Revit API documentation. I'm searching for task dialog. Task dialog. I'm selecting the task dialog members. Okay, we go to task dialog members constructing. What it was expecting? It was expecting title only, which means in the form of sorry, task dialog show. This is the one which we are using. It was expecting string and string, but what we are pausing when we call about element ID property, which data type it was giving us? Name. When you go to ID property, it was giving me element ID property, and that is the reason it is throwing error. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to convert into string. Is it clear, guys? Because when you call a property called as element ID, it will give you output as in the form of element ID. It will not, for name, we no need to do anything. Why? Because it is directly giving me string. For ID, it is giving me another property, another data type called as element ID. Okay, and the task dialog won't accept other than the string, and that is the reason we are converting as element ID data type into string data type. Is it clear, guys? Build was successful. Yes. When I go back to Revit, now I'm selecting macro manager, and if I select the element operation and run, select the I. Now I'm getting element ID as output. Is it clear, guys? So far, anyone have any doubts? Shall we go to next topic? Where are you typing this codes? First it was VS. Now previously I was typing Visual Studio Pro. That is just to understand, make you understand what is variable, how memory was stored. In Revit, I'm coding in macro manager. Okay, if you go here, macro manager, select that one. Here I'm typing that one. Okay, once you join the course, I will let you know how we are supposed to do all these things. Okay, this is nothing very simple only. Anyone have any doubts? Now we discuss about what is meant by C#, Revit API we discuss. Next we are supposed to discuss about WPF. What is meant by WPF? You can go and search for any Revit plugins, okay? PyRevit or droots. If you go on Revit one sheet or one filter, if I select processing data, see this kind of user interface you are getting, right? Are you able to see this user interface? Can I get yes? Because I'm only speaking.
Yes, yes.
Okay, this kind of user interface you have to create in your Revit plugin. Okay, so this user interface you can able to create in different technology. First one is WinForm. What is meant by WinForm? That's a very old technology. Nobody is using now. Okay, and the next one is WPF. WPF is also a old technology, but ultimately Revit accept either of these two, WinForm and WPF. Okay, WPF is the advanced one. Clear, guys? We go to our BIM education solution, this kind of this is how you are supposed to create your user interface. If I go on here, when you are using WPF means you will get a rich user interface. Clear, guys? What is meant by WPF? And if I go to WPF, it's a fully programmatically program-based language. It's a kind of XAML language. Okay, so in the WinForm, it will be just a drag and drop, and you won't get a much environment in WinForm. If you go to WPF, you will get much better UI like the roots. Okay, and in WPF itself, if you go to WPF, there will be plenty of classes they are teaching WPF. In WPF itself, there is a main architecture called as MVVM. Okay, so even though if you are using WPF, you have to familiar with MVVM architecture, because if you go to and search for any institution, they will simply teach you WinForm and they will drag and drop. This is how user interface. They will tell us. They will close the concept. Okay, but here you will learn advanced user interface concept, that is WPF, and within that you will learn MVVM architecture. Clear? Sorry?
Nothing.
Okay. So going back, next one is GitHub. Okay. So everyone was supposed to work in Revit. How many are working under a centralized system? If you are doing any project without centralized system, will it be fine? Nobody accept, right?
No. Yes.
Yes. When you are want to become a software engineer, which means automation engineer, you have to be familiar with GitHub. Okay, why? Because from GitHub only you will get a centralized system. Like same project, multiple person can able to code. Okay, in Revit we do have the options called synchronization, reload latest. Like the way in Git also we do have this kind of options. Okay, so multiple persons can able to work on same project, and whenever you are supposed to do certain task, you have to push your code to the central file, and in the central file, if some persons do some modification, you have to get your pull the files to get the whatever modification done in the central file. You can able to get into your local system. Okay, so this kind of working procedure you have to be very familiar. Okay, peoples will know C# and Revit API, then they will tell like I'm a automation engineer. Okay, but if you go to real-time industries or organizations, they will ask you the simple questions. Do you know GitHub? Do you know how to push the code? Do you know how to take
It's like a SEC, na?
like
So
yes, exactly. It's a ACC. They will give you access. So with respect to that, you can able to access projects, and then you can able to code according to that. Okay, data type we discuss. Next one is code optimization. It's a most important thing. Okay, what people are doing, again I'm telling, go to any institute, they will how they will supposed to teach. They will create where it is my ribbon class. If you see our class, okay, so everything will come under external application. Okay, which means so external application is the place where people are supposed to create a ribbon tab and panels and buttons. Okay, and if they click any button, there should be some options, actions are supposed to happen. If I click that button, there should be a pop-up like process was completed, like that something happened, right? Something should happen, right? So those things you can able to do by using external command. Okay, so if you check any of the organization or training, they will simply tell in the external application itself, they will write all the code. That is completely wrong. When you go to real-time organization, they won't keep in like kind of architecture. Okay, so what is the best way you can supposed to do? Well, because from the one tab, you have to supposed to create multiple buttons, multiple panels. So during such time, how are you supposed to do? If you go to Revit, so in the D-roots itself, you do have the panel colors, data, view sheets, manage, find, utility, point cloud. Okay, they won't write everything in a IXM application itself. Okay, how they're supposed to do? There will be an XML file, which means a different file format like a notepad. There they will mention all this information. So your plugin have to read data in that XML file, and then process according to that. Okay, so that's how you have to code. Computational geometry. Okay, again, you have to understand most most of the computational geometry concepts. Okay, I'm telling you. Okay, what is my why it's not selecting? Sorry. Consider this is my line. This is my line. Okay, there is a point here. Okay, I'm telling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. This is -1, -2, -3, 1, 2, 3. If I tell mark a point on 2, 2, how am I supposed to do? This is x and this is y. This is x, this is y. The point will be here. The first point is 0, 0. Okay. Now I do have 2 points. I'm telling you calculate the distance between 2 points. And what is the formula? The formula is root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square plus z2 minus z1 the whole square. How to get the vector between 2 points? The formula is x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1 comma z2 minus z1. How to normalize the vector? There is a formula. AB vector divided by normally, I mean AB A cap AB cap equal to AB vector divided by modulus of AB vector. Okay, then model what's the formula of AB modulus of AB vector? Formula is root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square plus z2 minus z1 the whole square. So these are the mathematical concepts which you have to understand to do any Revit API operations. Okay, again I'm telling, if you know C# and Revit API, that is only 20%, and the rest of the things, these are the things. Data structures and algorithm. Okay, if we check D-Roots plugins, why it was very familiar. Okay,
Can you please go
won't
to previous slide? I was just
this one,
uh,
or else the paint.
this is okay.
So I'm
This
telling
is
just a
all
point.
about geometry.
This is very simple geometry, like a cross product, dot product. That's it. But in real time, you will have so many concepts.
Okay, understood.
Okay, and the next one, data structures and algorithm. If you go to D-Roots plugins, so why it is very familiar and everyone is talking about that one, because the process time was optimized and it won't give any fatal error. If you see any third-party plugins, very not famous plugins, sometimes it will give fatal error, which means your entire Revit was supposed to crash without giving any intimations. So you have to code in such a way it should not take much processing time. At the same time, it should not crash your Revit. That is the most important thing you have to do. Okay, you can see any new developers or else fresh developers, they will write code, but when they implement into actual project, sometimes it will give the fatal error and the entire process have to redo. They're not even able to save their file. Okay, so this is what all happened when I start to code initial days. Okay, GeoGebra installer creation as well as, okay, once you complete your Revit application, how we are supposed to share to your friends or colleagues. Even if you want to sell your products, means you can able to sell by using creating as a MSI file, and the MSI file should capable to do for multi versions. As I mentioned, 23 to 24, it will be a framework. Starting from 25, it will be a core. Then the MSI should have capable to handle both framework and the core, which means you have to follow very different kind of procedure. And that's it from my side. If you have any questions, I'm very happy to answer. And before that, let me just give me 1 second. So if anyone have any questions regarding the concepts and classes, you can ask me. And from Monday onwards, we are going to start a new patch, and class timing will be Monday to Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time. Okay. So please ping this number. They will share you the admission process and fees details. You can check with them.
What are
How
the
many
companies
plugins?
using?
One by one. Yes, Bandri. Sorry.
Yeah, what are the companies using like this Revit API and these such of things?
Visual Studio, and then GitHub. That is more than enough.
I'm not asking that one. Actually, most of the companies by going manually only. Names are like Revit developers and this Revit API. This maybe this one now is the new one. Maybe
See, nowadays every companies are started to hiring for Revit developers. Even small companies are they do have the team for BIM development.
okay. What is the role of this kind of things?
See, consider you are in your organization, they are doing multiple projects, okay, and in the project, sometimes there will be a repetitive task, okay, and so let me I will tell you how I supposed to work when I was working for organization, okay. So we do have 5 to 6 members. Companies are around 1,000 or 2,000 members will be there. So different regions, different projects will be there. So they will come to us like this is the process, and it will take this much time. Do we able to create some tools for that? Oh, then we will understand. We will create a plugin for that. Why? Because it may be project specific. That plugin might be used for only that particular project. For example, that's my first plugin which I developed. Okay, the client asked to give a dimension to the grid. Okay, it's a US project, and whatever dimension they are providing to the grid, that particular grid name have to be in the dimension text itself as a prefix or suffix. Okay, so if you do these things in manually, how much time it will take? For around they developed almost 5,000 to 6,000 dimensions. Okay, so we develop a tool for them, and again, just one click, entire process was completed. Next one, I can give hundreds of examples like that. So basically, so people are thinking like we will create only 2 or 3 fields. When I worked in the organization for mechanical itself, we do have 150 plus plugins. For electrical, we do have 75 plus plugins. For common like document process and everything, we do have 25 plus tools. But still, they're developing. Okay, that much requirements are there. That much tools we can able to create.
Okay.
Hi, sir. Do we need to? Yes, Bandri.
This Revit developers, they don't want to create like models and designing. Just they create to like
See,
coding.
it depends upon the organization. If we are when I was in because I came from modeling team. Initial 3 years I worked as a modeler, so I can understand the requirement. I can understand the pain they are going through. Okay, so you can go for any organization. If you are a pure developer, instead of giving you first priority, they will give priority to the person who are convert us from like modeler, because they only can able to understand the requirement.
Okay.
They will fully create plugins. They will not do any modeling work. Okay, Ajay has a question. Hi sir, do we need any prior experience in? No need. Okay, if you know Revit, that is more than enough, and we will teach everything from the very basics. Like we done like how computer supposed to work, how programming language supposed to work. That's a very simple one. Still, we do have another detailed session when we are supposed to start the session.
One more thing, what is the duration?
Around 45 days. If you can see, our course is 45 days, means it will go around 50 days, 50 hours generally, each day 1 hour.
Okay.
How many plugins we will create during this course?
I generated around 850 plus Revit API tasks as
No.
assignments.
During this 45 days.
45 days. See, we will let you know how you can able to access Revit API. Okay, and I gave you as assignment for 850 plus Revit API task. Okay, from that you can able to create that much Revit plugins.
850 task. Okay, understood.
Okay. So once you join the session, parallelly we will give you the assignments. So which you have to done and submit through GitHub, so that you will have a very good experience like how real-time organization is supposed to work. We will review your
Fees.
code.
Can you tell me the fees?
I'm not the right person, but since you are asking, I think it's 40K. Seriously, I doesn't remember.
Yeah.
But you should ask the admin. So I shared the number, or else I will
You share me
paste
the
again.
number of your admin.
Yes, again I pasted in the chat itself.
Okay.
45 to 50 days, and you will learn C#, WPF, MVVM architecture, installer creation, multi-version.
Instead of the C#, we can use Python.
Yes, Python we can able to use. C#, we can use C++, we can use C, Visual Basics we can use. But as I mentioned, C# is a very optimum one.
But C# is syntax is very high.
C# is
like syntax
because
is
see,
very.
if you see, no man, within 2 or 3 days itself, you will feel like okay, it is very easy, nothing to worry. Compare than Python, C# is little tough, but if you get familiar with like 2 or 3 days, because every day we will supposed to give you the task, you have to submit after each day class. Okay, so you will get familiar with that. See, initially when you open Revit, you feel like why it is like that. You feel some difficulty, right? But you are doing the same thing for almost every day, so you will get familiar with that. Python have advantage as well as disadvantage. We'll supposed to know when we are actually working on the real-time code. Learning Revit API and creating Revit plugins, both are different. See, Revit API is that Revit API is the like just this API methods, like for which operation, which methods or properties we are supposed to access. Okay, just it's a API document. It's nothing but Revit plugin creation is the by using Revit API methods and properties or classes and different. We are creating a tool. You spoke about core and frame. Oh, one second, bro. Ajay, you spoke about core and framework difference based on Revit version, right? I just want to know our classes will be for which versions. We will let you know, like you can able to create tools for both framework and core. We will teach you both core and framework, bro. You should be able to create plugins for both 24 and 25. Yes, Shivam.
Could you show plugins like you previously you have to give example like auto dimensioning. So do you have any plugins?
In terms of auto dimensioning, through plugin is a very best way I can say, because we will have the user interface. We can able to mention for auto dimension where it have to access, whether starting of the element or else ending of the element or else mid of the element. Go into it. If I want to create an auto dimension between duct and grid, okay, if I select means whether which reference point it have to take. End of the this end of the wall or else mid or else this end. How I supposed to know? Center. Sometimes the requirement will be different. If that's what I told you. We will create a user interface. In the user interface, we will give like center, mid, right or left, something like that. So we will be able to create a dimensions. See, that's what I said. I'm not teaching just the plugins, like create this plugin. No. Okay, I will let you know, like if you have in future also, if you have any task means how you are supposed to proceed. The logical thing I will teach you. It may be structural department, it may be electrical department, it may be mechanical department, any department, sorry, any streams, you can able to create plugins. Irrespective of the disciplines. So it's already half an hour we extended. Very sorry for that. Ajay, AJ, Jeet. Ajay and AJ, you can unmute yourself and you ask your questions. Just give. Yes, Ban. Can you please
Yeah, one more
show?
thing. What is the difference between this Dynamo and API and plugin?
See, in Dynamo, you no need to learn any programming concepts. Okay, just you have to know how the nodes are, understand the node architecture, understand the node characteristics. Then by just connecting nodes, inputs and outputs, you can able to create a functionality. But in Dynamo, you can able to do automation around 50 to 70% only. Okay. Revit API with Python, which means inside Dynamo there is a node called as Python. Okay, so when you learn Revit API with Python, you will capable to create plugins and optimize your workflow around 80 to 90%. And the Revit plugin creation, you will get access to 95%. The remaining 5%, Autodesk won't allow you. Please show by executing one
What?
command.
Can you say
Yes.
once again?
Sorry.
Can you say
Sure,
once again?
I
One
will tell you. I was working on the Dynamo previously. Okay. So, and
Okay.
now I'm working in the Revit API. The major difference between Dynamo and Revit API is, I mean, in Dynamo there are limitations. Okay, so there are many things which we cannot do it. But in Revit API, there are many libraries, many things are there, Revit APIs. Okay, so by using that, you can do better things than Dynamo. So that is, Dynamo is very easy to learn, but it is having some limitations. So that's why this Revit API is very useful and very advanced as well. So that is why companies are moving to the Revit API. So
and
that I
again,
learned from my own experience actually.
Yeah,
there is
okay.
a different scenario. Okay, if you are in, or because my perspective, I'm telling, when I switched to automation, I started from Dynamo and Revit with Python. Then my curious was not stopped. Then I learned C#, and then I completely changed my career. I mean, destination into software developer. Okay, but there will be some persons like they want to stick with BIM. Okay, they will do projects, they will do modeling, they will do uh, Dynamo and derivative with Python to reduce their workflow, reduce their production hours. Okay, so it depends upon your perspective. Like if you want to switch a career into modeler to developer, you can be an automation engineer. If you want to stick with, I mean, want to be a modeler and you don't need to spend much time on your project hours, then you can go for a Dynamo and derivative with Python. Again, there is some persons like even after learning the Revit plugin creation, they will be in modeling team. Again, it's all depends upon your perspective and your wishes. Could you please show by executing one command? Just example, we already done, bro. We created lines from wall. We put the families.
Hello.
Yes, Ajay.
Yes, I have a small doubt. Like, I just saw your website there, Revit plugin creation specialization and Revit API
Okay.
with Python specialization. I'm just confusing with that both. Like,
very sorry. I never used the web. I mean, check this one. As I mentioned, I'm the trainer here. I don't have
okay.
much knowledge about their websites.
Like, I just have a doubt. Like, apart from plugin creation in Revit API, what else we can do?
I'm opening my Dynamo. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let me drink some water. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. My Dynamo was opening. Sharing my screen again. Able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
It's loading. By using Revit plugin, what we are supposed to do? Anyone?
Sorry.
By using Revit plugin, what we are supposed to do? What actually we are going to do? We are adding functionality to the software, right?
Yeah,
Is that
yes.
no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So the same thing you can able to do from Dynamo also, Revit API with Python also. Okay. What I'm trying to do, like I'm going to convert the wall to line to wall by using Dynamo. Okay. So if you see our previous demos, which we conduct for a Dynamo, so there we do the same steps by using Dynamo. Dynamo, Python, C#, everywhere we are doing the same things. We are adding functionality to the Revit software. Okay. If you are doing from Dynamo, you no need to learn programming language. Okay. Just you have to understand the node inputs and outputs. You can able to add the functionality, but you do have the limitations. When you are going to for Python, the boundaries will be extended. You can able to do much more or better things from Python.
Okay.
Okay. I go to I'm simply opening on the one. So there is a Python node. Revit API Python means nothing, but inside Python there is inside Dynamo there is a Python node. From there only we are supposed to do all the operations. Okay. For Revit API Python, and it's a prerequisite and mandatory. Like you should know Dynamo. Without Dynamo, Revit API Python is there is no not a like. So this is the templates which we created for our ones to. So here itself, you can able to access all your Revit API operations. If you and also if you go, there really are no syntax for Python, which means you have to check the C# syntax and you have to understand in a way for Python. Okay, we are conducting course for Python also, but I think now only it was completed. Our Shivam was left. Oh, Shivam was there. Our previous students are there. Shivam, who's completed Dynamo and Python with us.
So the functionality will be same for Dynamo, Revit API
Python,
with Python and Revit API with C#.
everything is same. We are adding a functionality.
Yeah, the use of software is different, right? C# and Python, only that.
Yes, yes, and
Okay.
also each one have its own advantages and limitations.
Then, sir, if you don't have the experience in coding before, So how can
Nothing is
we?
required. Okay, you don't need. If you know Revit, that is more than enough. Okay, I'm telling you, don't go anywhere to learn. Don't go YouTube channel to learn coding. Why? Because see, if you go, I'm telling any YouTube channel, they will teach you with the respective program. Okay, but if you take me as example, whatever examples I supposed to give, everything it go into with respect to our BIM department only. So class and class object methods, you understood, right? So that's a pure programming concept. But how I teach you with respect to real-time scenario in Revit, with respect to Revit only, right? We do have the type, we are creating instance like that only. We are supposed to teach everything. So don't worry, like I hate coding. Okay, I'm also same person. Like when I was a mechanical engineer in college days, I always think I'm a mechanical engineer. I never sit in front of a system. I will do core work. Then only I realized if I am a mechanical engineer, I should stand for 8 hours. Then I said no. Then I learned design softwares, and then I working for modeling. Then modeling was something like as a BIM modeler, everyone know, like we can't able to leave at the proper 9 hours, right? We have to be sit around. So I was working in a company like every day I was work around 18 to 16 hours every day. So I was little frustrated. Then I thought like learning automation will help me. Then I learned automation. It really helped me. And then if I learn C# and coding itself, my life will be changed, I thought. And that's what happened. I got a very good salary, very good environment, very good working culture. Everything was changed.
Yeah, like sir, now we are directly starting with C# only because this is the plugin creation is from C#, right?
Yes,
So before I don't know anything about Python and all. So directly
completely
starting
fine.
with the C# is okay or like what?
Completely fine. Okay, you no need to learn Python. Why? Because see, when I teach about how computer works, you are you able to understand or not?
Yeah.
That is fine. That's how I'm going to teach in C#. If whatever topics which I took today, if you can able to understand, you can become a plugin developer.
Yeah, it's what previously I learned some of the softwares like Python only. And you said
Okay.
starting of the class, you said some data type. So what is the computer understands that binary language 0 to 1, only zeros and ones. Like some of the things, whenever we need to learn the coding language, whenever you can say this class, we can easily to understand. So what he said, well, what is the purpose of he saying like that?
That's
Suddenly we listen data types, string, integer, boolean. So look, if a new person listen this one, he confused everything. That's why he
let me
asked
finish.
you.
Okay, so what I thought, like, this is a very vast topic. Okay, in the introduction itself, I try to add so many concepts. Okay, uh, once you joined one, it again I am telling. So the basics one will be around. I will take for 2 days. How process will be in the CPU itself. We do have the compiler and everything. We do have ALU unit, arithmetic logic units. How it was work. So we will go into that much in-depth concept. Since it is a demo, I want to cover basics as well as advanced one, and that is the reason I took in this way.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Don't worry, but if class was certain, again from the scratch only we are supposed to start.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay, and thank you, Rakesh.
Yeah, okay.
Any more questions?
So one more
Classes will
thing,
be
are you?
recorded, right?
Yes, classes will be recorded, and you can able to access through uh, dedicated application from institution. There will be a desktop application. From there, you can able to watch your recordings. From the day itself, they will upload.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes the internet issues are there, or if I supposed to travel, classes might be skipped, but it will be compensated on any weekends or alternate days.
Okay.
One more question, please.
Yes, Bobby.
Hello,
Yes.
please. About the career path, you said if if we want to base on software, we can learn more of the C# and Python. It's that place I was confused about. Then, out of if you're a structure about the mechanical structure and about the career path, so that we know how we move on in the class, like the interest of learning it, the aim. I know about Dynamo, I know about everything, but how you combine it with your own part, with your own career path, so that you can move, you can flow with others along. Not like you start feeling bored with learning it, asking yourself what's the aim. But you know that you need it, but maybe you'll be like, you don't really need it now. You have to learn other things before it, or you start discovering that this is what you need to do. I'm just joining the class for the first time. Sorry for taking us back. So
It's
I'm a stable and I've already learned the whole Revit, how to use Revit. So and I'm doing more of structures. So I'm just getting.
Bobby, I'm really sorry. Like what I said, I could not able to understand everything properly because of the fluent issues. Partially understand, or else what we can do, like we will connect again. This is my Teams ID. You can chat with me at any time. Kaushik@bimeducation.in. I will share my Teams ID right here itself. Just give me once again.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And in the chat I pasted here. If you have any, we will connect through this Teams ID. The W portion will be covered for how much duration, and also see again I'm telling. So WPF is a very vast topic. Like WPF itself, we can able to take around 30 days as a 30 days course. We generally planned as a separate course for WPF. But what we thought, okay, let me introduce from here itself. Okay, so we will let you know how to create controls, basic controls like text boxes, combo boxes, list boxes, and group boxes. And how to integrate those WPF into Revit. But I will be there and I will guide you through the how you can able to create very interactive one. But what I'm telling, like, don't focus much on WPF. Why? Because nowadays I have very front-end requirements. We can easily get through ChatGPT. Focus on backend, guys. Again, I'm okay. Let me stop the recording because it's going very long. We upload in the stop recording.